Hi, Joe Murphy. The other day I had a class on empathy, and in the class, this conversation came up about the difference between sympathy and empathy. And a lot of people are getting sympathy and empathy mixed up with one another. And while people think they understand it, they don't. So I want to talk to you about the differences today between sympathy and empathy, because empathy is critical for you to use in order to develop your emotional intelligence and to become a better leader. Sympathy, on the other hand, creates a whole different environment. And while sympathy might be good in some particular cases, such as a death of somebody or something else, or divorce, I want to talk to you about how sympathy can actually ruin your organization and how many people do it by accident. So let's talk about sympathy and some of the aspects that cause an organization to start to malfunction because somebody's paying sympathy to an individual or series of or a group of people. So sympathy is more about pity. Now, nobody wants to be pitied, but they do want to be pitied in the sense that they want to be recognized as a victim. They want to be recognized that they have victim status. Somebody or some group did them or their group wrong or harm. And when you get into victim status, it's a bad psychological state for that group or for that person, because what tends to happen is they see through the lens of victimhood and they gather all the facts that they can find to prove that they are right. And that's the key term. They want to be right, not fix the situation or figure out how to get out of this ditch. They want you to agree with them. And if you don't agree when they're seeking sympathy, you might receive heck to pay because you don't understand their situation and you have not been through their problems and you've not lived like they have or have that what happened to them. So just be aware of this difference here, because what happens is when you go into agreement with them, they don't get out. Now, let's see if I can get the camera angle a little bit over to this degree here, because what happens is it's like falling into a pool of water, and the person is here and they don't want to be rescued, but they want you to jump in the pool with them so that you both can drown together. So empathy is a lot different. Sympathy, people don't want to be rescued. Empathy, on the other hand, is you taking control of the situation in terms of how you're going to fix it. Empathy means simply understanding their feelings, but not jumping in the pool with them. And the best way to do that is reflect back what they said to you. I hear what you're saying. I believe what you said is this. And I might feel the same way if I was in your position. What can I do to help you move forward out of this? Reflect, understand their feelings, but then say, okay, what can I do to help you move forward or move out of this? It's reflecting back their words and showing that you understand their feelings. But the whole point of this is throwing in a life preserver rather than jumping in the pool with them and getting into the pool of pity. You don't want to get into the pool of pity. You want to pull the person out of the pool of pity. It's a lot of P's. Pull the person out of the pool of pity. Okay? Pull the person out of the pool of pity. That's what empathy is. So think of it that way. Pull the person out of the pool of pity. That's the difference. Now, Sympathy is jumping in the pool of pity. Does that make sense? How to get them out? Empathize, understand how they're feeling, reflect back their words, and say, okay, what do we need to do to get you out of the pool of pity? And what you're doing, it gets the person up and going again. It gets the person up and going again. So whether you're the manager or a colleague, you want to use empathy, not sympathy. Okay. Now, of course, if there's a death of a loved one or a divorce or something like that, emotional trauma, sympathy, of course, but don't jump into the pool of pity. Empathy is one of these borderline things. I'm Joe Murphy, and I am here for your success. Thanks for watching.